and warm greetings to all the participants, educators, and mentors from around the world. It is so lovely to have you here with Qubits Learning. I am Abhiraman Vishwambaran, and I'm excited to be your host today. I welcome all of you to the Masterclass series conducted on the backdrop of the International Computing Olympiad, ICO, proudly presented by Qubits Learning in association with Athena Education, Copperstone Education, and Be Curious STEM Learning. Our Masterclass series provides expert guided session for each particular competition track, teaching essential skills, practical advice, and unique strategies to prepare you for the International Computing Olympiad 2025. So today's masterclass topic is AI-driven solutions for climate sustainability. If you have any questions regarding the ICO or this session, please write them in the chat box. We will address the questions during the question answer session. So today's session expert is Ms. Shubhi Singh. Ms. Shubhi Singh is currently working as a data scientist and assessment strategist at Qubits Learning. She is a certified AI professional and holds an MTech degree from NIT Bhopal, India. Ms. Shubhi has experience in curating AI-driven projects and content for K-12 students. Her expertise lies in leveraging artificial intelligence and data science techniques to address real-world challenges and foster innovative data-driven solutions. We welcome you, Ms. Shubhi Singh. Before I hand over to Ms. Shubhi Singh for the masterclass, let me share details about the ICO 2025 and how the Qubits Learning Management System works. So you can log in to www.computingolympiad.org to get into the official website of the International Computing Olympiad. And this website is your comprehensive resource for all the information regarding the ICO 2025. So you can traverse this website and find what the International Computing Olympiad is all about and how you can be a climate action hero. You can also find the different tracks that we have for this competition, the 4 tracks that we have for this competition, and the prizes, certificates, and free access associated along with it. I request the participants to also note the important dates that we have for the ICO. Also note that on May 15th, we have the May 15, 2025, we have the national submissions deadline date. So please make a note of it. And in the top, you can find the guidelines page, which will elaborately describe about the general rules and regulations of the International Computing Olympiad and the judging criteria that we will be having, and also the very specific guidelines for the participants. You can also follow the events page, which is the hub for all upcoming events that we will be having parallelly alongside the ICO 2025. So I'm pretty sure most of you have joined for the International Computing Olympiad 2025. We've got a massive response from all of you. So for those who haven't, I will tell you, I'll just quickly take you about how you can register. So you can click on a register now button. This will take you to the team registration page where you can start up by filling the team details. You can enter the team name. You can mention the team size. Maximum in a team is 3. An individual can also participate, followed by which you can enter the mentor details and the student details. And then comes the contest category selection, which will help you in selecting the track for the competition. So you can, once you do that, you can tick the boxes in declaration, but I would want all of you to thoroughly go through the guidelines and then click and then a tick for the declaration boxes. So once you submit here, it will take you to the payment gateway where you will find on the left the challenge that you have selected, and on the right you will have the entry fee. You also have a promotion code, so you can avail discounts. If you follow our social media handles, we'll be giving promotion codes, so you can take that and avail a discount. So it is the mentor who has to fill in the submission, the protocols, the payment procedures. So once the mentor does that, to his email ID, to the mentor's email ID, 3 important links will be sent from the ICO support desk. So one will be the Qubits LMS link. The second is the login credentials of the students, of the participants. And third is the login credentials of the mentor himself. So students can log in to the Qubits LMS link, and they can provide their credentials, username and password. And once they do that, they can click login, which will take them to the dashboard. So you can find, since mine is a demo account, that is why I have all the challenges listed here. So you can go about this, and you can find, since this is a session on AI challenge, so you can select AI challenge for sustainable climate. So you can see the challenge details here. You can click on challenge details button. So this will take you to the AI challenge for sustainable climate problem statement. You can go in depth and analyze the problem statement. You can also find the guidelines and the judging criteria here. So since you have opted for AI challenge for sustainable climate, you can access a proprietary course in AI. So in order to find that, you can find courses here. Here you find in the dropdown, you find proprietary course AI. So you can click on that, and you can find in the course overview of AI, you can find what all you will be learning here. And as you go down on the right, you can find the breakdown of chapters. So let us see AI in Python. So this will have this particular chapter in AI in Python will have multiple topics and explanations along with the checkpoints throughout the chapter. So students can make utilize of these chapters and prepare one chapter by chapter, and then they can kick off their projects for the International Computing Olympiad. So for that, they can click on My Projects, and on the right, you will find Create New Project, and they can select Python, and they can start writing their code here. So this is how students can make use of the LMS, where you can directly, the the Python, you can launch Python ID from directly from the Qubits LMS. So this is how students can use it. Mentors can use it by providing their login credentials. So this is how mentors can use it. They can give their username and password and log into the Qubits LMS. So since the participants have uh, already selected AI challenge for sustainable climate, that particular challenge will be listed in the mentor's dashboard, and it is the mentor who have to submit. So he can find the start submission button in his dashboard. So once he clicks that, he will then find the contest details. So the mentor can go thoroughly about the contest details. Also, he can go about the rubric grading systems, which is nothing but the judging criteria. So there are multiple levels and points associated with each criteria. On the left, you have the criteria listed. So once they do that, mentor can start off with the submission protocols. So it is the mentor who have to submit. I again say that. And here, firstly, those code files which are less than 4 MB, mentors can directly upload it here. Those code files which exceed 4 MB, they can paste the code file URL here. And secondly, they can upload the video link presentations. They can upload it directly, paste the video link here. And thirdly, for all those PPT files which are less than 4 MB, they can directly upload it here. And those presentation files which are more than 4 MB, they can paste the presentation file URLs here. So please note that the mentor is responsible for submitting the project files for the appropriate track. Once submitted, it is considered final. So this is how students and mentors can use the Qubits LMS. I once again request the students to go about the website and make sure that you get to know about the important dates, especially the dates regarding the national submissions, which is on May 15th. So now I request Ms. Shubhi Singh to start the masterclass AI-driven solutions for climate sustainability. Over to you, Ms. Shubhi.
Thank you, Abhiraman, for the warm welcome. So good evening, everyone. I'm really very happy to that you all could join this masterclass on AI for sustainability. Over the next 1 hour, we will see how using very basic or simple AI tools and using your own creativity, you can turn environmental problems into workable projects. So before we start, I have a quick question for you all. So what do you think AI is? Is it an intelligent system that learns from the data? Or is it a set of hand-coded rules? Or is it a robot with a human form or some type of sensor or hardware components? So yes, you can select your answer. Okay, so yes, the correct answer is it is an intelligent system that learns from the data. So now let's explore the challenge that we have for this track. So the best thing about this tech is that it is open to everyone, no matter your age or your coding level. The mission is to become an AI climate champion, use basic AI tools, mix them with your own ideas, and build something that solves a real climate or a social problem. You know, the key is simple. Small tech plus smart thinking and can grow into a solution that scales up, is sustainable, and helps people. Now you might think, all right, we can use AI, but how does AI support sustainability? Let's see that by moving on to the next slide. So how does AI help us in caring for our planet? Think of AI as a smart glass monitor for the planet. It studies the old climate records and keeps learning. It watches for far off forest and ocean's life, almost like a CCTV. From those clues, it can guess the trouble, such as heat waves, flood, before they can even reach us. And it predicts what step we can take next so that we can act quickly and save the earth. But despite all this progress, there are still some critical environmental problems that we need to solve urgently, and that's what we will explore in the next slide. So you might be aware of the global warming and the harmful emission of the greenhouse gases. The rising temperature and the CO2 don't just change the numbers on a chart, they change the very chemistry of the ocean. They turn ocean into acidic zones. When that happens, everything from the tiniest of the animal to the whole coastline starts feeling distress. To tackle this, we first need to get clear and quick warnings with the help of AI, and that brings us to one of the ocean's best natural warning, which it has been giving us since a long time, which is coral bleaching. So I wanted to ask you that have you heard of coral reefs? What are they? Are they bright homes which are built by animals and algae together? Are they big rocks under the sea? Or are they forest of seaweed? Or are they large groups of colorful fishes? So please please answer the question. Yes. So all right. Many of you have answered it correctly. They are tiny animals that live with the colorful algae. The algae feed the corals and gives them food, while the corals in return gives them shelter. So when the oceans get too hot or too acidic, the coral panics and they goes under stress. And due to this stress, they pushes the algae out. This results in a process which is called as bleaching. And as from the image, you can see that in the extreme leftmost, you can see a healthy coral getting bleached, turning white, and eventually dying. So now we have a problem, right? We need a solution. So that's a challenge. How do we step in and help? Can you think of something that we can build with AI for this problem? You can type your answers in chat. Okay, so let's move on with the slide and see the AI solution we have built. So, all right, now the time for the good part is our answer to the solution is in form of a tool, and we call this tool as AI Garden for coral leaves. So let me first explain the working of the tool. The first is that we will upload a coral picture And behind the scenes of the app, we have used two trained AI models. The first tells us whether that coral is healthy, bleached, or is it dead. The other detects the type of the species. Does this model does all these things? Because we have trained it on large set of coral images. And why are we classifying the species along with the health? Because some species takes naturally long time to recover, and some of them are on the verge of extinction. Then we can set the temperature and CO2 condition to see how those affect the reef. So in less than a minute, anyone can do a quick reef health check and know the next step. Let's move on to the next slide. Now we will see the app live. Please allow me some time to share my screen. So as you can see, this is the interface that we have built using Gradio. Gradio is a like lightweight Python library through which you can just with a few lines of the code, you can turn your code into a web interface. So we will first try and upload an image to test how this works. So now, ideally the water temperature is around room temperature. So I will set it at 25 or 26 around, and keep the pH a little high and see what it predicts. It takes some time to process. So yes, now it says it has identified the species. Uh, it has predicted the health status, and we can see the recovery potential. Do you know why the recovery potential is high? Because we have set ideal conditions. Now let's try to see what might happen if we tweak the conditions a little bit. You can see the drastic changes in the condition. Let's now test with some other image. So this predicts that this coral is bleached. And for the recovery protection, if we don't do anything or if we don't mitigate the steps, then it will take a long time to recover. Let's see with some try with some other images. So here I will keep this as high. I will tweak in a little and see. Yes, it indicates that the health status is bleached. Now it has changed the species. It has identified as this species. These are the labels that you will see. Okay, so these are the confidence labels by which it tells how confident the model is in its prediction. And also it has set the recovery potential, and also it has estimated the time frame. Similarly, you can test with other images. So now it has identified that this particular coral is healthy. So that's how the model works basically. So now let me share with you how you can build such simple AI models using your own approach. Yes, so we have the project plan ready. Okay, so for I wanted to tell you that for any AI projects that you build, whether it be of any topic, okay, some of the steps are like frameworks or blueprints which you need to follow it perfectly. The first is obviously to write down the problem, pick the data source, choose the AI tools, and set simple success target. For example, how accurate you want the model to be. Define the ease of use and the speed by which it gives the prediction. And also, the second is like what are this what type of the data you will create for the model, and what type of the how you will collect the data. So there are public databases which you can use. For my case, I have collected the reef images from the Kaggle itself, and then I have filtered them, I've labeled them. So this data collection and cleaning process, although it appears small, but it is of crucial importance. And this specifically you will learn in the data science webinar, which will be held next week. Now, the third step is the model training and validations. So you can either build the AI models by yourself. You can use the no-code tools which are available. You can use Python also, simple Python libraries and functions to build. Yes. So I was talking about the model training and validations. So for model training, you can build your own set of the AI models, and there are no-code tools available. So I will also be sharing the links to these tools that you can use. For our Coral Garden app, we have used pre-trained models. So we have trained them. We have used coral images on pre-trained models for training purposes. Once the training is done, you can go for the model testing and refinement. So you need to test the model on unseen images, which it has not seen during the training phase. So here is where you will see the accuracy of the model. You will identify whether it misclassifies something or not. So if you find that the accuracy is good enough, we can proceed further. Or if you find that it lacks in, or you want to include some more approaches, you can go for the refinement process. So in refinement, again, you go back to this model training approach and you do some adjustment. Finally, we can incorporate some interactive features and Python functions with logic. For example, like in our case, we have used the logic of incorporating calculating functions of CO2 and temperature. And you can use a simple, you can deploy it as a solution to an app. So now I wanted to ask you that how do you think AI can enhance our Coral Garden app? So you will receive a question. So is it by detecting, can we detect the severity of the bleach? Can we upload the bleach image and it detects whether the bleach, whether it is mildly bleach or highly bleach, or whether we can integrate live temperature or pH data into it, or whether we can pinpoint the leaf locations from where we are getting the images. So I request you to think for a while. Yes, so you can do all of the above things with AI. You can incorporate all those features with AI. So now we will see how the source code that we have used for building this project. So please allow me to share my screen. So this is the code that I have used for setting up my AI garden. You can see that firstly, I have imported all the necessary libraries, and it is a good practice to incorporate all the libraries at the start of your project. After that, I have specified my models. As I have mentioned, I have trained the AI models. So two models we have used, one's for health and one is for identifying the species. Now I have clearly specified the labels as these, and then I have defined some pre-processing functions. So why are they necessary? Because as we are working with the image data, so most of the times for understanding the images, the AI needs certain instructions. And also after that, we have defined it using we have integrated simple Python functions for calculating the recovery rate. Finally, we have for deploying our app, we have used an interface of the Gradio. So you can see that in just few lines, it has quickly created a web app for us. So this is about the source code. And I also wanted to give you some tips in case you are using this cloud-based notebooks like Colab or Jupyter. So most of the times they don't come with the AI libraries, and that's when you need to pre-install the libraries before using it in your code. The second approach is that you need to clearly define your labels. Why I'm mentioning it is because for in case of the Python, most of the time it is it happens that we either use the labels in lowercase, uppercase, which can cause problems and it can misclassify. The other thing is that for the you can you as you know the AI uses a lot of computation power. Okay, so you can change the runtime. You can set it as GPU, so it will help you to train, to load, and to process your model faster. So this is about the code. Let's now proceed further. We can see how while working as a team, you can build this project. So first, when I talk about teamwork, okay, so any project, be it is whether it is like what we have done or any of your idea, break it naturally into clear, simple models. As I said previously, we can focus on the R&D, the research and the development first. Okay, come up with a good idea with a detailed blueprint and test the various models for its feasibility. We can focus a lot on the data collection and cleaning, and then we can start implementing the models and check for the accuracy. Finally, we can all bring it together we can implement, test it, we can fix any bugs that may arise. And that's how you can divide the task amongst the members. So now let's go further and see what type of the projects you can do for the ICO. So these are some of the sample project ideas that I have thought. So first one is the smart waste classifier. So as you know that we have you can collect photos of various household items, bottles, cans, food scraps, and e-waste. And AI can then instantly sort it, into recyclable, compost, trash, and it offers a quick, eco-friendly disposal tool. So you can build this. Other thing is that, as you know, deforestation is on a all-time high. We most of us are well aware that because of the construction, the development efforts in the metro cities, a lot of the green spaces are getting cleared. So for that, you can use AI. You can take street level photos. You can obtain the photos even from the APIs, and you can integrate them into your program, and it will detect where there are less green spaces, where there is alarming change in the green landscape. And then it can also send some kind of advisory message to the officials. The other thing is that you can construct a urban heat watch. What is that? So there are a lot of APIs like open Google Open API and Earthbase, from where you can fetch the weather data. And AI will then predict the heat rate days where the heat is most, and then it can send the tips to stay safe. Or it can also suggest some proactive approach. Other thing, other than that, you can go for obviously for ocean-based projects, like you can take images of the river surfaces, and then AI can automatically detect the contaminants of the water pollution. For example, like algal blooms, the chemical discoloration, and then it will automatically classify what level of the severity is there, and also it can suggest some potential remedies. Now let's look at some more ideas. So yes, so you can take also you can take photos of the fruits which you have purchased, or which are available, and then AI can detect the ripeness, the spoilage, and it can also suggest some recommendations to it. So this is one way. Other than that, AI can act as your sustainable advisor in choosing the right type of the fabrics, and which will cause lower environmental impact. You can also use it to here you can log in your daily transportation methods. For example, if you commute by public transport, you can log in the details. You can if you use a public um, private transport or other options, you can log in the details. And based on the carbon emission factors, it can suggest eco-friendly routes, or also suggest which modes you can switch to. Other than that, you can also create a smart grocery assistant. So here you can use NLP based approaches, or you can either go through a scan a grocery list, and the AI can detect what type of the alternative food sources you can have, so that it results into sustainable choices. So these are some of the ideas. Now let's look at some of the additional sources. So these are some of the no-code tools which you can use. First example I have is of Teachable Machine. It is based by Google. You can simply upload your images, set up the training, and you can export your model for the use. You can also integrate it with Python. So again, this detailed tutorial and of the Teachable Machine and the model is available in the preparatory course. So you can browse through that. Other than that, you can also use tools like Orange and AutoML for constructing your or for training your AI models. Now, let's look at some of the libraries and which libraries, as well as the open source databases that you can use. So I have listed a few of the image sources. So here you can see that we have used Kaggle datasets. You can load the images from UCI or from even Scikit-learn, as most of you might be aware. It has various datasets for environmental purposes also. You can use them. And other than that, you can also use pre-trained models, as I have said, for example, for object detection, depending on whatever the requirements or whatever you are thinking about your projects, or from the repositories like Hugging Face or image-based models. So in my case, I have used this VGD 16 model. I have this is a pre-trained model, and uh, I have fine-tuned it with my own Coral Reef set. Now let's move further. So I will be happy to answer some of your questions. So please post them in your chat box.
Thank you, Ms. Shubhi, for the outstanding session. The participants have surely gained valuable knowledge for today's masterclass on AI.
Thank you, Abhiraman.
So now moving on, we have the question and answer sessions. So some questions have come in. Let me go about one by one. So the first question is, can we use AI libraries like a TensorFlow or PyTorch in OpenAI challenge? Is there any restriction on the size or type of the model?
See, as long as there is a clear implementation of AI in your project, there is no restriction on the type of the model which is used to solve the challenge. Yes, we can definitely TensorFlow and PyTorch are deep learning frameworks, and you can build your models using that.
Okay. The next question is ethical use of AI part of the evaluation? Should we include a fairness or a bias analysis?
Yes, that is a good question. So I would say ethical considerations are important even for small projects. Okay, so let's say if you are training a classifier model and it misclassifies something, so you need to ensure that you use a balanced data sets, you keep the transparency, you document your sources from where you are getting your from where you are getting your data sets. So yes, you can include a short report and audit report, I would say, on for this ethical use.
Okay, the next question is, do we need to perform predictive modeling, or is analysis and presentation sufficient?
So it depends on the end goal of your project. If you can go ahead with without predictive modeling also, but it is generally recommended to include predictive modeling because it helps you forecast the events. Like, and simple analysis and good visuals can also teach the trends well. But I would say forecast make your project more proactive. So choice is yours.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Shubhi. Now we have one more question. Can we use pre-trained models? Example, OpenAI and Hugging Face.
Yes, that I've already said that you can definitely use pre-trained models. It will help you save the time as well as the compute powers. And also, I would suggest that you can fine-tune it on your own data set. So that will give you a quick and reliable results without starting from scratch.
Okay, okay. So we have one more last question, which is, what is the scope of AI solutions? Are machine learning models sufficient?
As I have said, it depends on what you are trying to solve. If your problem is getting solved, if you're able to achieve a solution using simple ML models, you can definitely go about it. Other than that, you can also explore the other avenues of AI, like computer vision. You can use natural language processing. You can detect the objects, which is called as object detection. So that's about it.
Okay, okay. So that's all we have. Thank you, Ms. Shubhi, for patiently answering all the questions and enriching our masterclass series today. Thank you, ma'am. So we have one more question, I think, here. How, Shubhi, there is one more question here.
Yes, yes.
How do the students collaborate?
Okay, so you can, as I've mentioned that you can break your project into multiple modules, and each of the team member can work on those modules. First, research it well. Other than that, you can also try different types of the code, and you can also integrate it. So that's how you can collaborate. And
Okay.
um, I can see one more question. So, who will be submitting the file in the challenge? So yes, so it is the responsibility of the mentor to submit the file. So you need to upload it on our on the Qubits website.
Yeah, so all questions have been answered. So we will move on. So we have a Google form for feedback, which we have right now posted in the chat box. We would appreciate if you can fill the feedback form. Now, moving on, let's move into the thanks part. We at Qubits Learning hope that today's masterclass series, AI-driven solutions for climate sustainability, has enriched you with a deeper understanding of this particular competition track. Qubits Learning would like to thank our partners, Athena Education, Copperstone Education, and Be Curious STEM Learning for being with us in this fantastic knowledge-oriented competition. I sincerely thank Ms. Shubi for her clear and insightful explanation in the masterclass, which have greatly deepened the students' understanding of the topic. Her presentation, as well as her well-crafted examples, made this session very memorable and impactful. Participants, please note that we will soon have the last masterclass series lined up on May 6th, which is on data analysis. So don't forget the date, May 6th. Please follow us on LinkedIn and Facebook for all the updates. You can also write to us for any ICO related information to connect at computingolympiad.org. We would like to wish all the participants the very best of luck in their respective challenges. This is your host, Abhiraman V, signing off. Thank you and have a great day.